Hello, everybody. This is Jeff, your Loremaster. So, things are rough here in the United States, but they're even rougher overseas. If you aren't paying attention to what our government is up to in terms of funding and supporting active genocide and invasion of Lebanon, you should probably get hip to it. We might be overrun with Palestinian refugees at some point. They definitely need our help now with money and getting awareness out. The government there has assassinated journalists and aid workers, so it's hard to know the numbers. It's hard to know what's really happening there. All we have are videos. So I know this is a fun show and a comedy show and a goofy space show, but just consider where we are at this moment in history. And regardless of who's in the White House, there's things we can do to solve problems like this. So just as I've asked you before to pay attention to climate change, please pay attention to the situation in Gaza, Lebanon, the West Bank. Hopefully we won't get into a wider war, but you never know. On with the show.
You got to click on it. I'm just sharing memes at this point.
Uh-oh, Jayme,
for the listeners.
The chat.
Aw, it's so cute.
Oh my goodness.
Somebody accidentally washed a piece of Halloween confetti down their sink.
Little ghost confetti's in the sink. You could just take the drain plug out and remove him, but oh my goodness, he's so cute there.
He wants to come out and play, but he's too shy.
He's just a little guy. He wants to make sure your sink's clean.
Okay, two things. I gotta know the name of this little ghosty, and I also need to know what his, what their unfinished business is.
Hubert.
Hubert?
Hubert, like with an H.
With an H, Hubert.
And I probably just like the rest of the dishes is the unfinished business.
His one unfinished business is getting that one ding-dang piece of broccoli that just won't get got by the garbage disposal.
He wants that little piece of broccoli.
He wants to eat it. It's waterlogged, but damn it, it's good.
Unfortunately, that's also how he died. Yeah. A really terrible garbage disposal accident.
Oh no.
He got his whole head in there.
Yeah.
Oh, he had a very small head, so like that's why he has a very small ghosty.
Yes.
It is worth noting Hubert is a mouse.
Oh no.
Oh no. AJ.
A mouse ghost. Oh no.
Yes, you heard that right. It's a most.
Oh my God. Shall we begin?
Yeah.
We shall. In honor of Hubert.
Hubert.
We hardly knew ye.
Halloween, everybody.
This is staying up on my computer forever now. This whole session, I want you all to know that I'm looking at Hubert.
Hell yeah.
Whatever happens in the game is what happens in the game. Hubert is here and he's what matters.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm taking off. Still I'm taking off. Still I'm taking off. Still I was trying to find trips into space.
Welcome back to Shattered Worlds RPG. I'm your Loremaster, Jeff, and with me tonight, three of the coolest people I know, Jayme,
Hello.
AJ,
Hello.
and Kristy.
Hello.
Ash can't be with us tonight because they are carving pumpkins with their kids for Halloween.
Oh, heck yeah.
That sounds pretty rad.
Yeah.
Halloween. Happy.
Was there a comma there? Like,
It's a spooky comma.
And now for a poem about Halloween by Jeff.
yeah.
Halloween. Happy?
Happy birthday from...
Halloween. Happy? It comes but once a year. As do I. That's it. That's the end.
Oh, perfect. Oh, yes.
Snaps.
An icon.
That one was a little blue. Apologies.
I've thrown my oversized coffee mug in disgust.
Don't break it. No broken glass on this show. Or ceramic. We mean business.
Speaking of business, let's get right down to it.
Oh. A segue.
The camera zooms in on Electo talking to a Skyblade. We don't hear any of it. We just see the footage from a camera. One of those CCTV feeds. And we go up through the wires, real CSI backwards. Maybe The Who is playing in the background. And we see like the electronics and the computers in the ship, and then it zooms out, and there's just this like weird nebula type thing around the ship and beyond, sort of purpley and greeny in spots. It's mostly transparent, so you can see stars through it. And then we filter into Gale, who is not playing the game. She, in fact, elected to head to her quarters to have a shower and then drifted off.
Honk shoo, honk shoo, honk shoo, honk shoo.
So, AJ, what does Gale wear to bed? Like pajamas, that sort of stuff.
She's got that full, like, floor-length nightie. She sleeps like Ebenezer Scrooge.
Does she wear her hair up?
It magically shapes to the hat.
Oh, that's awesome.
Gotta have that nightcap on. It's silk.
So you open your eyes, and rather than lying down and in bed, you're standing up, and it looks like it starts out kind of a weird purpley haze, but then there's this like kind of, it looks like grass, but it feels more like a thick carpet, and it just goes off in all directions. And you see Maja about 20 feet away, looking the other direction. And he's wearing an orange sarong and like this really thick, chunky gold necklace.
What is a sarong, real quick?
Isn't that like a wrap skirt?
Ah,
Yeah.
Yes.
Or does it go all the way up like a toga? I think you can
No.
wear it two different ways. Anyway, yeah, so it's just like, so his chest and his
okay.
abs and everything are on display. His long black hair is swept up into two buns, and as he turns to greet you, you see that he's got a light dusting of like gold powder on his cheeks, as well as like dusted over the like curves of his muscles on his chest and his arms and his stomach. And he beckons you over, and you see that he's talking with some sort of small being. As you get closer, they look sort of like a mix between a bat and a person, like mostly pink, and wearing a red kind of robe.
Oh, well, what brings me here?
Yes, Gale, this is Nabjadal, one of the first people.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nabjadal reaches up with one hand and starts to do something you don't recognize, but then they must kind of update their hand gestures and gives you a handshake.
Oh, yep. Oh, yes. All right. Hello.
Hello. I must say I'm happy to see someone. I've been drifting for far too long.
Drifting. So, is this some sort of like liminal dream space situation? I don't know what's going on. I was asleep a second ago.
The lady smiles up at Maja, and he gestures for some chairs kind of materialize. Really nice chairs, very stylish, really impressive. Like, he's got good taste. And then the grass sort of like puffs out into sort of white, like a white pile carpet, and you can see space like in a 360 degree, and you see a nebula slowly turning off in the distance, and a bit of a purple haze like around the outside. And he and the lady sit down.
I also sit down and just marvel at this dreamscape.
He says, yes, Gale, when you sleep or are incapacitated in some way, I'm able to use your subconscious ability to imagine and generate a space such as this.
All right. So, is there a reason that you need me here? Or what's going on?
Nabjadal like puts her fingers together. She's got 4, and sort of twiddles her thumbs a little bit, kicks her feet up and down, and she says, "There's something I was hoping you could help me with." And she gestures behind you, and that's when you can see the Acheron sort of hanging motionless in space. And it's sort of transparent to like a schematic, so as you like focus on it, you can see like red and green dots, and 3 of them are in the game chamber, and the others are like moving around. And so you think those must be life signs. So if it's happening contemporaneously, you imagine that the other 3 are in a sim.
And remind me again, the Acheron, that's abandoned medical bay, or is it like something specific to the simulation?
Oh no, the Acheron is the ship that Hatima commands.
Oh, okay.
It's got Grace, the AI. It's the ship that y'all are on presently.
Okay, so it's just showing me that they're there and something's wrong.
Yeah, Nabjadal says, your 3 companions are beset by fears and worries. I've been trying to help them, but they seem intent on being unhappy. And so I've brought you here to ask if you and Maja will enter their dreams and draw them out. I'd like to meet them, but I can't abide all that negative emotion.
Yeah, it feels a little weird to just kind of show up in their dreams unannounced, but I mean, if they're in danger, I probably should.
Did I say they were in danger?
I thought you said that their lights were like blinking or something in a way that was concerning. I'm sorry, I also had to oscillate between making sure microphone didn't pick up my dog barking.
Yeah, I hadn't said anything about them being in danger, but
Sorry.
I like the idea. I like the idea that Gale senses that something's wrong. And Nab says, you can sense it too. They're in danger. Something's wrong with the machine.
Is something in there going to hurt them?
I don't know. To be honest, I was opportunistically taking advantage of the situation. But I think you would want to make sure they are safe either way.
Yeah, no, I think I would. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, Maja will explain it to you. Essentially, you'll need to ease your way into their experiences, and so you won't go in as yourself. You'll embody someone in their simulation.
Mm-hmm.
You may be able to have some control over that. I'm not exactly sure.
Mm-hmm.
Maja can help you.
So I enter as Sonic the Hedgehog.
Maja walks you over to what looks like a weird two-person Stargate, and he's making some. It's almost like if somebody who hadn't seen any modern space tech, but had like listened to radio shows about spaceships or whatever. So he's created this keypad that's all anachronistic, and he's just sort of waving his fingers in front of it. And he looks over at you and he says, when we enter the simulation, we'll want to ease them into trusting us. It may not be easy. Just look for me, and we should have a code phrase.
I'm just one question before we come up with this code phrase. Once I'm in there, am I going to be able, if I need to ease myself into this, am I going to be able to manipulate my shape to like be sure that whatever suits the needs for whatever they're dreaming? They're honestly a crazy bunch of people. I don't know what's going on in their heads. So am I going to be able to manipulate myself to the point where I blend in?
I believe that she is somehow translating us into signals inside the simulation. So we may have some control over which character we inhabit, but we won't be able to change their basic parameters.
I like the sound of this.
All right, so code phrase. It should be something short, but that normal people would be unlikely to say.
Butternut.
Butternut. As in the squash?
Well, I was gonna say squash, and then I was like, that's too simple. That people could say squash in a lot of different ways.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people regularly just kind of say butternut for no reason.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And if they do, it's usually followed by squash.
That's right. Very well. Shall we? And he waves his arm, and the Stargate thing flashes open, and there's like some cool music. And you step through, and we see the credits, and we jump into Crunch, who is with this white-haired guy in a suit in a small room, and the other goons have vanished. And he says, well, Ebenezer, will you take that deal?
Ebenezer is so Ebenezer, he says, yes, I would. And he reaches out to shake hands with this person. But like the person can't hear my giggling.
Yeah, Crunch is ice cold.
Right.
So he reaches over and shakes your hand, and he says, you're doing the right thing.
And you said all the goons had disappeared from this room, right?
Yeah. You can still hear stuff happening outside the door, but you're not sure what's going on.
Okay. Crunch says, well, then I suppose let's just move this betrayal along then. Eh? I just can't wait to betray. It's one of my favorite things.
I'm going to need a deception check from you.
Okay.
If that were the case, you would have betrayed Electo and
This is
Gale.
true.
I'm gonna need an Among Us check.
Holy cats. Okay, so I rolled a 9, and then let's see. I think I have +4 deception, or 2 ranks of deception.
Mm-hmm.
And then that'd be, is it shadow or light? I always forget which one.
Deception is fire.
Oh, okay. So that's so 23 total.
Perfect. Well, yes, so it will take a little while for you to awake from the program, but when you do, we'll send a boarding party over and collect you.
All right, good. I will have my things packed and ready to go.
Wonderful, wonderful. And things start to get a little hazy and weird, and you come to in the game room, and you see Electo and Keziah getting out of their, I don't know, however you connect to the machine, and they look all groggy and stuff.
Crunch, he whips his hand out from behind his back, and he just kind of mutters, "Ha! My fingers were crossed that whole time, you fools." Which probably makes 0 sense to anyone around him.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately for you and Keziah, I guess, this isn't the real Keziah or Electo. So,
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
I mean, Kristy, if you want to role play her, that's fine. Just know that I can make her say mean stuff if I want.
Just
It's just Keziah. She's gonna say mean stuff anyway.
Be a bitch. Be a bitch.
And also, AJ, you and Goatman could occupy anybody here. You've got a ship's crew, and you've got Grace, the AI. And, I mean, I guess you could just be yourself, too.
Mm-hmm.
However you want to do it.
Jayme said evil Keziah is real bubbly and speaks with a twang.
I love this.
Boy, howdy, Jayme. Crunch.
Uh, Doctor, are you feeling all right?
Sure.
Oh, um, I just had a terrible dream. How about you?
Oh, what were you dreaming about?
Oh, just uh dark labyrinth with scary noises, and I may have agreed to betray those closest to me. Just a standard bad dream, I guess.
Well, I think it sounds like you need a lobotomy.
What?
A lobotomy? Come over here, lay down.
I'm okay.
Alexo puts her fists against her waist and like gives you a disapproving look
No.
and says, Keziah, you shouldn't joke with Crunch. You know he's sensitive. You hear people hustling down the hallway towards the game chamber.
Is there anywhere I could hide in the game? Is it like an empty holodeck, or are we talking like stuff I could like hide behind?
Yeah, it's if you've seen that Red Dwarf episode, it's basically like a storage room where they moved everything to the walls and then put in this simulator. So yeah, there's plenty of stuff they've stored along the edges you could hide behind.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna give that a try.
Cool. Electo's like, why are you hiding?
You know what? It's an old trick. If you hear someone coming, you just hide. 9 times out of 10, it's not necessary, but you never know.
All right, AJ, do you want to occupy anybody outside the door here?
Is Grace like a hard light projection kind of situation, or is Grace just a voice that comes out of a speaker somewhere?
She can be anywhere on the ship. She can make holograms, or she could operate drones, but it's not a hard light type thing.
Okie dokie.
Although she could probably figure out how to do it.
I think a hologram pops up in front of Crunch and just says, "Warning, my sensors detect high levels of cortisol. Would you like to take a deep breath?"
Ah! I mean, yes. Good thinking.
Let me guide you. Breathe in for 4 seconds.
Crunch
Hold.
wheezes.
For 4 seconds. Release for 4 seconds.
The exact timing is kind of stressing me out more. It's I've never been so aware of how long I inhale before. Oh dear.
Do you need to sleep?
Jeff, do I feel sleepy? Do I roll for sleepy?
No, you don't feel sleepy at all. You're kind of wired, in fact.
Oh,
And
no, thank
Electo
you.
and Keziah don't seem all that exhausted either, even though they did just fail in the game. But
So yeah, Crunch is fine. Thank you. No naps for me.
oh, Electo is really sweaty, but that was just because she had to be in command.
High levels of stress could result in detrimental health issues. Are you sure you would not like to come to the sleep chambers?
I can't think of a place I'd rather go less right now than the sleep chambers.
Electo's like, we could go to the gym.
That is
sounds-
another excellent use of stress release.
Doctor, would you like to go to the gym?
I think the gym sounds like a fascinating idea. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, the door slides open, and you see Captain Hitima sort of like catching her breath after running. And one of the crew members, the Gillamorian lady. Is it a lady? I'll have to check my notes. The Gillamorian, I can't remember if they were an engineer or not, but I'll have to look through my notes really quick. Feel free to banter while I do that. Narfon is the ship's gunner and cook.
Boy, has anyone heard about Narfon lately? Sheesh.
I hear they have a brother named Narfoff.
I'm leaving. It's been a wonderful recording, everyone. I need to go.
Oh my god. Hitima says, I'm sorry, we've been stopped by some kind of device. We're dead in space, and an armed shuttle is coming over. I think we're being boarded.
You think? Isn't that something you should know?
Well, they won't respond to my hails, and they're moving with alacrity into the cargo area of the ship, I think is where they're aimed. The weapons aren't hot, at least last I checked. Grace?
Scanning. Weapons are cooled.
Well, that's one positive.
You know, it's weird. I just had a dream that we were about to be boarded.
Did
A
you?
dream?
Yeah.
You mean the simulation?
Oh, yes, that one. It must have been the simulation.
Should I prepare the crew for company?
If by rechecking, what's a good name for a mech?
Bertha.
Yep.
Bertha Crackles. If by rechecking the ammunition in Bertha's rocket arms, yes, prepare.
All right, I'll get right on that.
Ambassador, you might want to get to your quarters to hunker down until this is squared away.
Oh, well, I would hate to miss all the action, but I suppose I could distance myself from any potential shooting.
Here is a list of several home workouts you can do as your trip to the gym has been postponed.
All right, Narfon just takes off towards the lift, and by the time y'all get there, it's open, ready to go. You pop in, emergency lights go on. You get to the cargo bay, and Jayme's got another goof for us. Narfon and Narfoff teach youth martial arts at the gym. So we'll leave you in the elevator for now, unless you want to talk to Grace or one of your fellow travelers.
Wait, who?
You, Jayme,
yeah,
if you
okay.
want to talk to Electo, Grace, Keziah, Narfon, or Captain Hitima.
Don't
I'll
leave
just-
him in an elevator. That's so stressful.
Oh, no, not an elevator. and he was never seen again. Um, I'll just say, well, you know where to find me if you need backup. I've been in a few scraps in my day, and then I'll do like a bit of a karate pose. Very convincing.
I'm so tempted to let a little bit of Gale come out and be like, okay, old timer.
Okay, we're gonna have to roll for you to resist the urge.
God damn it. Oh, I shouldn't have said it out loud.
This is just a shadow check.
Roll one.
Oh no.
That's a natural one, folks.
Oh.
All right, so what does Gale say again?
Well, Gale says it, but I have to do it in the Grace voice now because the illusion is still fucking there.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. Hold on. Okie dokie, old timer.
How does Crunch react to that?
I think Crutch is getting increasingly disoriented, considering everyone suddenly has strange accents and ways of talking. Maybe he's like pinching himself a little bit to see if he's still dreaming.
Nice. All right, Keziah. Last we checked, you were with Gale, and she was being kind of evil. She claims to be representing the company. You assume that's Veritas.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Oh god, it's after this cutscene, damn it.
And of course, again, AJ, you can assume somebody's identity if you like.
It's me, Gale. I've changed my mind.
What was I thinking?
So she makes a gesture, and a couple of armed guards come in, and a scientist. There's a janitor. They move around the room, tidying things up, checking clipboards, that kind of stuff.
I can just keep shutting down.
Gale, do you want to occupy yourself, or should I try to do an evil Gale impression? This is so
You know what? Let
weird.
me occupy myself. Let me see
Cool.
what I can do here.
So good Gale is occupying evil Gale.
Yeah.
Perfect.
For as many times as you can shut yourself down, we can always start you back up.
True. But you have nothing to gain by doing so. It's completely illogical.
What we have to gain is that you are out of the picture, whether on our side or not. You're not even on the board as long as we keep you here.
I am not that important.
I wouldn't be that sure of yourself in that regard.
That I'm unimportant?
Not important so much as just if you are not with us, you are in the way of something. Was that supposed to be a private message, Jeffrey? Oh, it seems your systems are back online.
She's just a human, though, right? Like, she's not Keziah.
No, you're Keziah now. You've got you can feel all your little implants and things powering on. Your whip arm is all ready to go.
Okay. Has she been, like, restrained at this point?
No, unless there's a field around the entire bed area. But you have a sensor for that, so no.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is a dream, right? This is a simulation?
You know it as part of the corrupted simulation, but
Wonderful. Gale puts a field up.
nice. Okay, so you are constrained.
Well, perhaps if you would attempt to speak plainly, this would go much easier.
Ah, yes, and remind me what I haven't been plain about so far.
All you have done is tell me that I am somehow in the way of something. And
Well, if I told you that much, you'd do your best to be further in the way, now wouldn't you?
that is an awfully large leap of logic. Do you think it's fun for me to shut down?
Doesn't have to be fun for you.
My point is, do you think I want to keep doing it? Perhaps if you gave me a reason to not want to keep doing it, I wouldn't. One that made logical sense, though. Trying to bait me with my parents. That is not logical.
Yeah, no. Emotions rarely are. And I suppose I wouldn't be able to manipulate your emotions with your parents. But what about Prosamiah? I wonder what happens when he's in the picture.
Now, Jeff, Prosamiah has already given us everything that Keziah needed him to give us, right?
Last you checked, Prosamiah was still convalescing.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't got an update on him yet. He's still in the custody of the Oakleaf Society, so... But yeah, nobody's told you what's going on with him yet.
Okay. That is quite a gamble that you're making.
It's worth it. So what do you say?
What do I say to what?
I don't know. I have no idea what's happening. I went into this thing, I would be so badass. It was just like...
I mean, essentially, you're supposed to gain her trust and bring her out of the simulation.
Yes.
However you can manage that.
It's okay, Kristy. You can just like agree to things at random and just betray. It's fine. Don't worry about it. That's what I did. It worked for me.
Listen, we don't even really need an active role from you at this point. What we really need from you right now is to lay low, relax, try not to get into any stressful situations. Don't go running into situations where you could damage yourself. We need you at 100% capacity. And try to relax a little. I let go of the field.
Field is down.
Do we have a deal?
So I will have her agree so this continues. I will just say that I think logically she would probably be like trapped in here forever because she's seeing Gale saying this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that to her mind tells her that something is wrong because she would never believe that Gale would be like this.
Interesting. So one of the scientists is running a device like to like scan you or something. It looks like a high-tech sort of scanning device that you've never seen before. But it could be tech that a group created that Veritas hasn't gotten its hands on yet. So cutting edge scientists or security agency, that kind of thing.
What is that?
This he kind of waves it towards Gale, like, can I talk about this sort of thing?
Go on.
Yeah, this is the Belknap Industries R287, and it detects genetic anomalies. It's got a pretty sophisticated prognosis algorithm, and it integrates seamlessly with cybernetic devices.
Oh, and one more thing. Gale opens up the dimensional inventory, takes something out. Hold out your hand, please.
Okay.
And you feel a kind of like longish tube in your hand, and Gale squeezes your hand really tightly and says, what she says is, we'll keep in touch. Did you put on that Bluetooth thing when I gave it to you in a few sessions back?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So what you physically see and hear Gale say is, we'll keep in touch. What you hear Gale thinking is, it's not real. You have control in here. Take it. And you open your hand and it's the teleport device.
Okay. She will try to use it.
If I see her going for it, I'm taking the other end out of the bag before she puts herself into the dimensional inventory.
You're not actually there, Gale. You're just embodying the or do you mean where you are? Like, you'd have to pull out completely from the simulation to physically interact with your inventory in real life.
Oh, what I was assuming was that simulation Gale would have access to like objects that Keziah is familiar with, right?
Yes.
All right, so that was my thought of like,
Cool. So you pull that thing off, you stick it on the counter.
yeah. My instinct was to grab a thing that she could recognize as a symbol of trust between us, because that's what I just told her about in the last thing.
Perfect.
So does anything happen? I mean, that is the first thing that she would try to do, is try to use the teleportation device.
Okay, you notice the janitor is looking at you intently as you go to fiddle with this thing. It doesn't seem to work, though. Or if it is working, it's just bringing you right back here. But there's no, like, poof of smoke or flash of light or anything.
Okay. Then the next thing she will do is take Gale's words very literally, and she's going to try to change her environment.
Oh.
Oh, cool. Okay. So give me a shadow check. Do you have resist domination?
No.
Okay.
The only thing that she has that's anything like that is fearless. So she's immune to fear effects.
Interesting. I should have known that before I ran you through this whole fear simulation.
She has a 16.
16, that's pretty good.
By the way, Jeff, I have 4 ranks in immunity to virtual reality hellscapes.
Hell yeah.
And I have +10 to a skill called Snap Out of It.
Yeah.
So you feel yourself pulling away from the situation, but your kind of medical alert starts to go off. Like you can sense something messing with the code, some kind of it's got to be a computer virus, or something's reacting to you trying to wake up from the simulation and is thwarting your efforts. But as far as everyone else can see, you're like having a seizure and like start to fall off the bed. And the scientist keeps you from falling off all the way. It's like you're having an out-of-body experience, so you could probably move at the speed of thought.
Gotcha.
It's like you cracked a game, where you like punch in codes.
Mm-hmm.
And so like walls don't matter anymore, probably.
Yeah, so she's like running around in the weird blacky space.
Oh, no.
Totally. You go below the floor of the level and you're in this.
She's got full Final Pam.
Yes.
Can she think back to Gale? Does it work that way?
You can try, yeah.
Depends on how the simulation works.
Yeah. She will think back to Gale and say, who is the janitor?
Hey, Loremaster, who's the janitor?
Oh, gosh. I don't have a system for you to interrogate the simulation.
Well, then can I just communicate that?
A light check? Yeah, you could just communicate that as well, yeah.
I have no knowledge of who is in the simulation. I just know that we need you back.
The janitor was looking at me strangely.
Everyone's looking at you strangely. This is a simulation. It's meant to keep you on edge.
Gale, the janitor walks over and whispers in your ear, "Butternut?"
Oh, no.
Remind me what butternut was for again.
That was your code. If you needed to find Maja, you'd say it.
Oh, butternut. If I needed to find him, okay, yes. Is Maja the janitor?
Uh-huh.
Oh, the janitor is I'm getting a lot of help from Goat Friend right now.
Can your goat friend help me get out of here?
Why do you think I'm here?
I don't.
We can't get you out on our own. We need to. Well, first up was get you to trust us, so thank goodness. Yep, we're here. Okay. Next step is for you to calm down enough that we can get you out.
Gale, I am only going to say this once. I am very good with computers and medicine, and I am very bad with the abstract. I don't like this. You are better at this than I am. There, I admitted it.
I'm going to revel in that for a long time. But for right now, just take whatever pain drug you gave to Crunch in the van.
I can do that. All right. She's gonna, I guess,
Remind me what you gave Crunch.
Something to help him with the situation,
like
to calm him down.
Yeah, even out.
Oh, like a Xanax type thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you could try to give yourself some Xanax. Give me a shadow roll.
Shadow or medicine?
You're trying to do something in real life, right? Not here in the sim.
Yeah, I guess. So
Okay,
that's
yeah.
shadow.
Uh-huh.
Is a 15. I can add.
A 15. Would you like to use an action point? That'll get you over the top.
I would love to use an action point.
Perfect. So you manage to hit yourself with some Xanax, and you are nice and relaxed, and you're starting to make sense of the code. You know, you could see the worm like squirreling around down your abstractly described circuits, and so you're hunting that down, and you should be able to escape once you've beaten it. Jayme.
Yep.
Let's see, where are you now? Who'd you talk to last?
I think I talked to everyone, and I was about to ride the elevator back to my room.
That's right. So the elevator trip ends, and you guys arrive in the cargo bay, and Hatima tucks behind cover. Narfon gets a big gun out of the armory and sets up behind a box. And the shields, the oxygen shield stays in place, but the like hard outer shield goes away, and this nasty looking like Apache like helicopter space shuttle thing floats in and breaks the oxygen barrier and is starting to land, and it just looks scary as hell.
Well, that's not good. Hopefully they don't have like really powerful, close quarters weapons to kill us. It's just like they spent all the money on the transportation. Can I try to find something to get further behind for cover?
I mean, you could leave the area entirely.
I don't want to leave everybody though.
You were headed to your quarters.
Yeah, but now this
He was gonna do some homework else.
You see a sort of workshop area behind a heavy wall. It must be for doing stuff that's a little more volatile. There's a big heavy metal door with a glass porthole. You could probably go in there.
I'll just be in here for a minute. Call if you need me, everyone.
Hatima gives you a thumbs up.
I scamper off to safety.
Okay. You are in here, and sure enough, yeah, it looks like this is where they test or work on. Like there's an engine just sitting on a I don't know, sawhorse, fancy sci-fi sawhorse.
That's where they
There's
whittle the
cables and-
engines.
That's right. That's right. Oh shit! And you see a big view screen, so you can see what's happening in the cargo bay. And it brings up all this data, like carrying capacity of the shuttle is 30. So there could be a lot of armed people in there. You could learn more if you wanted to.
Yeah, can I cash in my once per session info dump ability to try and like get some intel on these
Insight roll.
Nice.
on these folks boarding us?
So yeah, you remember the something about the grill reminds you of this manufacturer. So you do a little quick cross-reference, and sure enough, this is the most up-to-date shuttle used by it's the Emperor of the Ifrit. It's like high-end diplomatic or like general staff kind of vehicle. It's not what you would consider it's not outfitted for Marines, right, to pack in completely. So there's probably fewer than 30. You even know a backdoor to the average diplomatic system. So it's possible you could hack in and
God,
learn a little bit more about what's going on inside.
I would like to try and hack. Maybe Keziah once gave me a pointer. You know, like you can click forget password or something. I'm gonna try that.
Oh man, it's great because you find like an old interface, so it goes back to like real. What was the real networks like? You could reskin your visualizers and your like EQs and all that.
Yeah, I load up Winamp and
yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, and you get the nice wood panel skin that you want. And sure enough, you have easy entry, and you go in and you can see that there's 4 sky blades in the cockpit, and the Emperor and one of his aides is in the fancy hangout area behind. It's like a